Picking it up again on page 237, chapter 7. This is, I believe, part G. Um, we're going to be editing a paragraph style. Now, we created our paragraph style in the last section, and now we are going to do some editing. Anywhere you apply a style, the formatting can be updated automatically. So you don't have to go back through and go, okay, I've got that paragraph style here, I've got that paragraph style there. I can actually very easily go in, make one change, and have everything change that has that with it. So what we're going to do next is double click to the right of body style. That's going to bring up this paragraph style options box. And we want to select the indents and spacing. We want the change for space after the paragraph. 11 points was maybe a little bit much. So we're going to drop that down 10, 9, 8. That tightens that up a little bit. Preview is selected so we can watch the changes being made. And that took care of all of those paragraphs very easily. We can say OK to that, and our change has taken place. If we now apply that paragraph style to another paragraph, that change is going to be the new standard for that, and we can type with that, and that's going to carry over. There's a lot of other options in there for editing styles. You can duplicate, delete, and edit styles very easily working with that options box. Now, we're going to move on and create and apply a character style. Character styles are a little different from the paragraph styles. They can only be applied to a piece of text that is selected. It can only contain character formatting. So you could apply this to a single letter or to a word or to a group of words, but unless you select the word, it's not like the paragraph style where all you had to do was stick your insertion point in the paragraph. You have to actually have that character selected. Now, we want to go to the threaded text in the center, and we're going to select the words "the animal zoo." So let's zoom in first of all a little bit so that we can see what's going on here. Pick up your text tool, and you're going to select the text "the animal zoo." We are going to change the fill color of that from white to gold. So let's find the gold. And we want to now change the character from regular font. We want this to be an italics. Okay, so we've made those changes. And we also want to underline it. So we can go into the character panel and we'll find underline and do that. Okay, so all of those styles are now applied. And the text is pink highlighted because that's the text that I have selected. So now I am going to go back to my paragraph styles and click on character styles to bring that up. And just like we did with the paragraph styles, we're going to alt click, well, a little bit different. This time we're going to alt click or option click in your Mac the create new style button. Alt clicking or option clicking is going to open the dialog box that we otherwise had to double click to open. So we're going to create this new style. We're going to call this emphasis. And all we need to do is say OK on that. The style is recorded in there. It's applied to the selected text. And with the text still selected, you need to alt click the style named so that that style is also applied to this. So just alt button and click. that means that, yes, this is the text that it was created from, but we're also going to make sure that that is applied to that text. Now, in the next program, or in the next column, we're going to scroll over a little bit and look for the text that says, this program is free. Select just this program is free, not and open to the public, simply this program is free. Oh, and I released that. And Alt-click the style emphasis to apply it. So Alt button and click, and there it is. Now you can deselect. Now, once you create a character style, just like we did with the paragraph style, we can edit the style, and anywhere the style is applied, the formatting is going to be updated. So if I double click to the right of the name, it's going to bring up my dialog box, and in that panel, we're going to make sure that preview is selected. And if you select basic character formats, we're going to change this back from italic to regular so that it's only going to be underlined, and say OK. And now when you go back up, you can see also that the animal zoo is no longer in italics because we changed the style. And I just accidentally put in a point and put in a text box, so I'm going to undo that. Control Z. Next, we are going to do some sampling formatting. We can sample type attributes with the eyedropper tool, and we can copy them to text without creating a style. So using the type tool, we are going to select the text that says dressed in your pajamas and slippers. So let's go find that. Dressed in your pajamas and slippers. Okay. Now I am going to pick up my eyedropper tool, and we get this lovely thing with the lovely eyedropper, but there's also a T that appears above the eyedropper. And we're going to click on the text in the animal zoo, or you could do this program is free, either one, and just click on that, and you can see that the text is going to change. So the attributes are immediately applied. If we click off, you can see that it's changed to that. But if you select the text, it's still showing, it's going to show that the emphasis character style is there. So those attributes and this character style are picked up. So deselect and select the style that is normal character style. So just click off and make sure nothing is selected, because the next time we use the text tool, we want the normal character style. We don't want the emphasis to come up. Go ahead and save again. And our next section on the bottom of 239 is on warping text. You can create some great design effects by warping text into different shapes. You can use envelopes that are made out of an object on your artboard. You can use the preset warp shapes just like they are available in Word. You can use a mesh grid, and we're going to look at warping with envelopes, and you'll discover you can use envelopes on any object except for graphs or guides or items that are linked. So moving on to page 240, reshaping text with a preset envelope warp. So let's go now and view and fit the artboarding window, and then zoom down on Safari Zoo, at the bottom. And we've been wondering what's going on with this. Now, with the text tool, you're going to select the word zoo, double click in there, and change the font size now again. We'll go to 66. You can go to 60, or you can just type in and then use the up arrow or type in 66. Now, the text box size is not large enough, so you're going to have to go in and drag, click and drag to get, oops, Control Z. Let me pick this up. You're going to have to resize the text box to get all of the text in. Come on. Boy, it's being just ugly to me. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Come on. That scrolled it down. That wasn't what I wanted. Let's see if I can get this to resize properly. Boy, this is just being awful to me. There we go. Get it resized where it's supposed to be. Okay, much better. Now, we want this box to be just large enough that everything is there. You don't want to have a really oversized thing. If the word doesn't come in, you're just going to have to resize until you get it. Now, with the type tool, select the word zoo again. Okay, double click that. And we want to bring this tighter together. Well, just the word zoo. One, two, there we go. And we want to change the leading. So you're going to have to go into the character panel, change your leading down to 52 points. 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, or type it in. That brings the text closer together, and it makes a nicer looking text grouping. Now, make sure that that text object is selected. And what we're going to do now is, well, and we could probably snug that, well, don't have to. Well, you could snug that up a little bit more if you wanted to. You really can. So if you want to bring that up a little bit more, it's perfectly fine. But what we're going to do is now go to the Make Envelope button, which is this up here. Not the arrow, just click on Make Envelope, because we're going to get this Warp Option dialog box that comes up. So make sure Preview is selected, and the first thing that comes up as a default is going to be the arc. We want to get the drop down and do Arc Upper, which is going to arc the text but keep that nice square shape on the bottom. So drag the bend slider a little bit to the right, and it's going to bend it up a little bit higher. You can experiment with any of the combinations. You can play with the horizontal and vertical distortion. All you have to do to change it back is just drag it back to 0. It's always going to, you can always pull it back. But you can see all kinds of oddball combinations that you can get. Just 0 everything back again when you're done. And once you're set up, wherever you're kind of happy with it, and I'm not sure I really like it that high, I'm going to bring that down just a tad. So I'm going to drag this bend down. That's a little too tall, somewhere in the 20s, low 20s. And once I get this where I want it, say OK, and drag the box over and kind of center it in that sign.